Okay. Anyone want to go check on Tim Cook and the gang?
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
All right, so jumping right into this, first up for the day, story numero uno. Remember how we've been sort of keeping an eye on Apple being forced to put USB-C on the iPhone? For like the last 10 years at various different times on this show, we have talked about the EU trying to pass into law a mandate that would force pretty much all handheld or portable devices that require a cable and a port to charge to make that cable and port that of the USB-C variety. And as you know, at least you should know, because we talked about this just a few episodes ago here on the show, the EU, they actually did it. USB-C will be the law of the land for most of the EU by fall of 2024 for every phone. And yes, that includes the iPhone. Yeah, well, apparently the US saw that and was like, you could do that? Now, the US, the United States of America, Apple's very own home, is like, yo, yeah, let's do that. Man, these hoes ain't loyal. That's right, a USB-C iPhone could soon be mandatory here in the US, as a group of senators is now calling on the US Commerce Department to also mandate which hole we all have to use, citing a lack of interoperability standards for charging and other device accessories. And listen to this. This is the best part. The letter was signed by Ed Markey, Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders. Ed is 75 years old, Elizabeth is 72, and Bernie Sanders is literally 80. These people have one foot out the door, bro. Do any of them even know how to turn on an iPhone? Listen, do I want an iPhone with USB-C on it? Yes, okay, yes, of course I do. But I don't think that Apple should be forced to put it on there. Like, such a silly thing. A mandate of what hole we all get to use? Come on. And the people starting this definitely didn't copy the EU's homework revolution, are probably all on their fourth hip. New rule, okay? If you can get 15% off at Denny's, you don't get to tell me which charger to use. I do not think that this is going to make it all the way into law, but I also thought the same thing about the EU trying to do it, and here we are. For what it's worth, we're hearing that Apple is in fact going USB-C next year for iPhone 15 anyway, but keep in mind, this will affect all of Apple's products and products from every other company. So I sure hope you like USB-C for a while. Now, while you wait for that USB-C iPhone to finally come out, I could probably get you a free iPhone that has a lightning port on it. Let me tell you why. If I said, hey, insert your name here, you want a free iPhone 13 Pro? You wouldn't say no. Today's episode is sponsored by Versus.com, a comparison platform that offers user-friendly comparisons across a bunch of different categories. And they're now on YouTube. They're so sure that you're going to love their content that they're giving away an iPhone 13 Pro, a Galaxy S22 Ultra, and even a Pixel 6 Pro. Just click the link down in the description to get started and secure your chance to win. And of course, a huge thanks to Versus for sponsoring this episode of Purpiter. All right, so last story, last up for the day. If you missed it, the pre-orders for the M2 MacBook Pro, those happened yesterday, and it was a disaster. First of all, you know they only made a solid 4 of these things, and the only ones you could really get were the base model configurations. Anything custom, or if you just looked at it wrong, those MacBooks were already delayed until August. I guess if you're lucky, you can get some of them by next month. But it's not good, boys. Who's buying this? Did you buy this? No. This machine makes 0 cents. None. Less than 1 cent. So, for the Super Bowl, right? The winning team, after they win the game, they put on t-shirts and hats that have the team logo on it and, like, Super Bowl champion across them. Did you ever wonder, like, how does the NFL know? Like, how did the NFL know that team was gonna win, and how did they know early enough to make those t-shirts and hats? Well, they don't, of course. The shirts and the hats are made for both teams, and the winner gets theirs when the game is over, and the merchandise from the losing team, well, that gets donated. It's actually kind of cool. It gets donated to people that need them, usually in countries where the NFL means jack shit. Anyway, so yeah, the M2 MacBook Pro, basically the unused Super Bowl MacBooks. And if these were hard to get, what does that mean for the upcoming M2 MacBook Air? Surely Apple made more of those, right? The MacBook Air is Apple's most popular MacBook usually. These things are gonna sell like crazy. And if only tens of people care about that M2 MacBook Pro and that thing's still sold out, it's still hard to get, it doesn't look good for old Airy. When the MacBook Air pre-orders open up, and I should have an exact date for you here soon, you better be waking up nice and early, butt crack of the morning. If you want one of these things, you better have your monies ready, you better have that pre-order done within the first 2 minutes, or else you're gonna be in trouble, and even then, you might only be able to get yourself a base model, like one of the base model configurations. Let me know down in the comments, are you waiting for that M2 MacBook Air? Don't worry, I'll give you time to type.